What's going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of the Streamline Podcast. It is Tuesday, and I'm ready to go ahead and shoot a video or two here on the Streamline. I'm actually going to do a four-part video talking about, of course, the worst films ever. And, you know, even though it's going to be four videos, I'm not going to even grace the large amount of movies that suck complete tail. But I'm just gonna go ahead and just get into this. I should have probably put this as a reminder, give people time to even to know that it's coming out, but I didn't because I am a lazy bastard and I need to stop doing that. All right, now when I say worst movie, I don't mean like, yes, I mean like the most terrible, like the person who made it and people involved in it probably should never get another job again. I'm not gonna say not a job again, but they really need to be skating on thin ice. But not all these movies are like terrible. Some movies could have been better. Some movies are bad. Some movies should have never seen the light of day. And I'll go ahead and just start this off with one of the movies that should have never seen the light of day and could have been a hell of a lot better. Alien Covenant. I was so pissed off when I watched this movie. I mean, who in the hell thought this was a great idea? Yes, them exploring the origin story for the xenomorphs is actually a pretty interesting and challenging concept. Because of how legendary these creatures are, you have to have a great, good, and plausible origin story. And to some extent, the movie kind of set up for a good one, but everything, I mean, the movie was just terrible. The direction was terrible. The CGI was terrible. The characters, poorly written. In fact, they didn't even give a damn about the characters. It's cliched. It was predictable. I mean, there was just so much. And even the whole thing with David creating the xenomorphs did not make any sense. I could see if the script had said due to his actions earlier in the movie, the xenomorphs was somewhat of a byproduct of it. Then I can understand because there is some stuff that kind of would be a great setup for that. But the way the movie just did everything, especially with the stupid cliffhanger ending, which I'm not one against cliffhanger endings, but this is one that was not needed. And of course, we got to talk about Dragon Ball Evolution. I don't know who in the hell greenlit this. Look, I'm not one of the people that's like, okay, if you adapt something off an anime, it has to be, or a live action adaptation of something, it has to be 100% accurate. I'm not even asking it to be 80% accurate. But this movie was just dog trash. I mean, the fights were lazy and stupid. The CGI was lazy at parts. The story itself was lazy. The only good, decent thing about it was the guy Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer is when he was like Piccolo, when he's Piccolo. And yes, the uniform actually looks like, you know, the costume design was actually pretty good for that character. I mean, no, they didn't have really the antennas, but it actually looked half decent for the character. Although I wish they would have did a little bit more outside of just like his face. But really, the movie was just trash, and I don't know who in the hell thought that was a great idea to go in that direction for a Dragon Ball Z live action film. And I'm not the one to even say that the white dude being Goku was a problem, because I can't even see an Asian person being Goku. In fact, I don't know what the hell Goku is. But Dragon Ball Evolution, get up out of here. Now, this one was a favorite of mine when I was a kid. I used to love watching. I must have watched it a million times because I didn't like the first one. But going back, some elements of the first one, I think, I'm sorry, I matured a little bit more, so some elements of the first one I can appreciate a bit more now than I can in this one. However, I would say about the biggest thing that this one has is actually better fights and better score. And this is Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Now, the story was trash. Gotta say, the CGI was freaking garbage. I mean, good God, it was some of the worst CGI I've ever seen. Yes, like I said, the fights are awesome. They're fast paced. The music just gets in there, just keeps everything edgy. But it should have been a better story. Some of the casting choices could have been a hell of a lot better. They got the one dude from, I can't remember that guy's name, but he's got a really like strong jawline and stuff. I can't remember his name. He was I can't remember this fool's name, but he was poorly cast. I'm not saying he was poorly. I'm not gonna say he was poorly cast to be Shao Kahn. I'll just say he had potential, but he didn't have the presence. A lot of the other characters, the lady that played Sindel, no, she could have been a bit better. But I want to give that. I'm going to chalk that up to the director and everything. Basically, the story, the CGI, and some of the casting choices could have been done a lot better. This is Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and yes, we do get to see. You want to see Earthrealm versus Outworld, but you don't really get to see Earthrealm versus Outworld. It looked like Fallout. That's just how bad. I don't know what to say. It's just a bad movie. It could have been a hell of a lot better. Now I know people held this movie to be like one of the best comic book adaptations, but I did not like The Crow. I'm not going to say it was the CGI or anything because of the time period that it came out in. That didn't bother me. I'm not going to say it was the story because I thought the story actually was pretty good. Oh my God. You're kind of a storm. I'm not even gonna say it was the CGI, nothing like that, or the story. It was like the directing, the way it was written. I did not like the fact that you didn't know crap about the villains the gangster guys that he was trying to kill. I didn't like the fight sequences. Most of the action sequences I didn't like. I didn't like the fact that he was quoting poetry. I didn't know much about this guy or his girlfriend, so I didn't really give a damn about either one of them. Yes, it was messed up they got killed, but it's like I didn't care. I don't know nothing about them, what their relationship really was. I'm like, if you're like basically a spirit of vengeance or whatever, you'll be out there kicking tail. And yes, the dude does go out there and whoop some ass, but I didn't like how you didn't see like he was rage filled or anything like that. You didn't see that this guy was like mad to the point of like I gotta kill these guys. No, he just seemed like he was just some guy. It was basically it felt like I was watching the Joker just going around killing people. Dude was just killing people for the hell of killing people because he ain't got nothing better to do, and then because he's pissed. So that was my big problem with The Crow. Now, of course, guys, if you see my channel, I did review Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. I did like the first one, even though it had a lot of problems. But this one, I could not get behind in the least. It pissed me off. First of all, look, Krang was awesome. Bebop and Rocksteady, the idea of them being in the movie and the way they looked, okay, I got behind it. How they became mutated pissed me off because the guy tricked them into mutating, and they did not take it serious at all. They wasn't pissed at this guy for transforming them into humanoid animals or into a freaking rhino. Or I'd be pissed at this guy if he tricked me into doing this. And it ain't like he said, "Well, I'll turn you back." No, it was like, shot y'all up, transformed y'all. And they were okay with it. I'm like, that's dumb. I didn't even like them in the human characters because they were so stupid. Also, I didn't like the fact Shredder was in the movie. No reason for him to be in a damn movie. I don't give a damn what these stupid ass fans say. They should have kept the Shredder from the first movie. It would have made more sense for him to be in this movie. And they didn't do anything with that crazy doctor guy. I can't think of his name right now, but Tyler Perry played him. I almost called him Professor Perry, but I liked him being cast as the character because he does seem like he could play that kind of role. But the character was a bit over the top, a bit goofy, and not serious, and I didn't like that at all. And pretty much, really, most of the story. It should have been Baxter Stockman, that's right. It should have been Krang was convincing Baxter Stockman to help him take over the world. Instead of Krang convincing Shredder, who's convincing Baxter Stockman to no. Shredder should not even be in the mix at all. So that's my problem with that. Not to mention, I have to say, the whole Casey Jones story. I was so pissed off how poorly. I don't even want him to be like he is in the comics, but they could have done a lot better with that character and the story. Another one is House of the Dead. I enjoy House of the Dead for the fact it's just like, a time waster. But as far as like the story and the acting and the characters and all that, complete trash. Yes, we get some hot chicks. Yes, we get some hot chicks get killed by zombies. But that you can't just put hot chicks in a movie and think it's going to be any good. But I will say the little action sequence they had with the zombies versus the survivors was actually pretty cool. Unlikely, but pretty cool. And I know this movie also was hailed as like one of the best movies ever, and it's got a cult following and has several sequels. Is The Howling. Don't care what nobody says. I can't stand this movie. It's stupid. The transformations are dumb. The story is dumb. The characters are dumb. There's nothing to like about this movie. What the hell is so cool about guy melting to the bone and then the bones reconstructing to be in sludge or whatever, coming back to be a werewolf, and then on top of that was the dumbest looking. This movie is just completely dumb. Don't care what nobody say. To me, it seemed like the person that came up with the concept for this movie was on an acid trip, and most of the people that watch this movie are on acid trips, because I can't understand why anybody for the life of me would enjoy this movie. Now I understand people have they're like cheese fest and everything and nostalgia and all that, and it's cool when you're young or everything, but I'm like, at a certain point, you gotta admit that, yes, this is a crappy movie. You can still like it, but you can still call it a crappy movie. Like, I like Tank Girl, but it's a crappy movie. But I don't like The Howling. I don't care what nobody says, it's a garbage movie. Double Dragon, complete stupid movie. I don't understand who the hell. This was in that time period in the 80s and 90s or whatever, where they thought they could make video game adapted movies, and it worked. This was not just like Mortal Kombat Annihilation. No, this movie was garbage. And the only thing worth looking at it is Alyssa Milano, and when she was younger. Now I'm not saying that she was like 16, 17. Like, yeah, she looked good like that, but she was pretty cute regardless. Even when I was a young kid, I liked her. And she's like fine now, but anyway, Alyssa Milano is like the only thing worth looking at in the movie. But if she was, I'm not sure how old she was in that movie, so let's not get into weird territory about that. Highlander 2, The Source. Who in the hell thought that was a great idea to make this movie, where these guys are like from outer space and they're aliens and stuff? I'm like, no. Yes, you got some pretty cool casting. They got, what's that one guy from Total Recall, the one that kept chasing them the entire movie? And he was also in Starship Troopers. He was the guy that got his legs ate. Yeah, I like that guy. Yes, I like the Christopher Lambert, but I'm like, the movie was shit. I don't understand who in the hell greenlit that. I was like, gosh, how you have this movie and then deter away from it? I mean, I can understand you saying that they're aliens. That would be a good explanation for why they are the way they are. Fine, I can deal with that. That'd be a good explanation, but not that explanation. That movie was garbage. Now again, me and Madam B have been watching this list of movies, this series, and we did a whole like Narik and Madam B reviews. The Leprechaun. Now, I'm going to specifically talk about the Leprechaun reboot. That movie was so freaking stupid. Look, I don't want Warwick Davis to. I didn't want them to come back with a Warwick Davis. I wanted them to come up with an original character. But to just have this like stupid ass B movie creature that didn't have no personality, nothing cool about it going for it, didn't have anything interesting going for it in the slightest. I do not understand how in the hell they thought that was a great idea to come up with this movie. And who in the hell gets killed by a creature that freaking small? You could beat that thing over the head with a stick a couple of times and killed it. I mean, it's basically about this group of friends that go to this Irish place and they get set up basically, but they go to this little house in the woodland of Scotland, Ireland, or whatever the hell it is, and this leprechaun is attacking them. And I'm like, look, again, I can understand like some of the story and stuff. Yes, it was a great setup, a good story to go off of. But the thing about it is, come on now, the leprechaun creature was completely dumb. Nobody gives a. I don't care if it was another midget wrestler. I don't care. What? So what is that? Is that the special features of this series? It has to be you know what I'm saying, a midget wrestler to play the role. I mean, a midget to play the role or something. It's like, no, you could have easily given that character some kind of that creature, some type of character, some type of personality. Did he have to tell jokes? No. Did he have to dance around and do stupid stuff? No. Did he have to be funny or corny? No. But you could have gave him personality. My girl was sitting here watching Scream 4. Some elements of Scream 4 I liked, some I didn't. One of the things I didn't like Gale. I didn't like how all of these characters, after 4 movies, are acting the exact same. Like, Gale kept trying to do this, like, investigative journalism thing on her own and all that. Like the good old days. And I'm like, come on now, you ain't got to do that. It's like they fell into stereotypes. And I didn't like that. I hate that they try to go back to the same dumbass formula. Right now it's 2018. Saw the Godzilla Planet of the Monsters movie. Some elements I like about it. It's still pretty bad. One, none of the characters you don't give a damn about none of the characters. I mean, absolutely none of these motherfuckers. Another thing, I don't like the fact that Godzilla is like the only monster you see in the world. Yes, the story says Godzilla is the reason why humanity left. That really doesn't make any sense. And plus, they overpowered the creature like there's no tomorrow. But if all of these monsters were showing up and destroying humanity and stuff, it would make more sense. Ergo, the whole Planet of the Monsters. And this whole thing where Godzilla's shooting lasers and not the flame breath. Like, look, I understand he does little fire attacks, though, but not like a straight up laser or whatever. But there's some things I like about it, but that just takes the cake. Feast 2. Enough said. The movie was complete garbage. And it was stupid because the first one was really good. It had humor in it, had gore, had horror elements. The second one has some good moments in it, but it's like, who in the hell thought this was a great idea to green like this with a lower budget than the first movie? I don't understand it. And some people, a good person could actually play that and do it good. Whoever did it in this one did not do that. The Witch. Don't care if anybody hails this movie as the best. It was not. You couldn't tell if it was actually a witch doing everything. You couldn't tell if it was like a psychological thriller. And then when they did introduce like witch elements into it, they never got deep into it. You don't know if people are actually, if this is actually happening or not. And I'm all for deep movies and everything. I will give this movie this. It's written well as far as like the dialogue, the family characters, the set pieces, the costumes, all of it, like the costume design, all of that was flawless. But the movie itself, the story, it pissed the way that they took this movie was just dumb. The movie Axum. Low budget, black folks in the woods, fake ass Jason. Enough said. Dead Men Tell No Tales. Easily could have been the best Pirates of the Caribbean movies, but they settle for tropes of the series and that same dumb formula of the series that just the inconsistency in the story. Barbossa has a daughter. The other movies never established he had even a family. Jack Sparrow acts the exact same he does since the first freaking movie. Shows no maturity whatsoever. Will Turner, even though his story is the big point of this movie, is not in the freaking movie really. Which was dumb. Yes, you got 2 new characters that I actually thought were really cool. And I actually did like Captain Salazar because he was a pretty cool villain. But, like, I didn't like the fact, it was the whole fight between him and Jack, piss poor, which pissed me off. The whole ending climax could have been done a hell of a lot effing better. It just, Dead Men Tell No Tales should no longer tell any more tales. The Pirates of the Caribbean series, I don't know what to say after this movie. Especially that shark part. It was pretty cool in the beginning, but I don't know what to say. Zombie Ass Toilet of Dead. Whoever thought that this was a good movie should be punched in the fucking face. I'm sorry. I screamed in my pillow that how pissed off I was at watching this damn movie. There's no reason for garbage like this to exist. Movies like this were just piss you off because it's like you realize that there are other movies that could be 10 times better, 100 times, 1,000 times better. And this got made. Those good ones don't get made. This one got made. So, I don't know what to say about this movie. I was pissed off from beginning to end. This is one of the movies you're pissed off, but you can't turn it off. Because you're hoping at some point you'll find some little, glimmer of light at the end of that dark tunnel. And it's like, no. That bad boy, that tunnel shoots straight down into a damn bottomless pit. But anyways, those were just part one of some of the movies that I thought were just complete garbage. I'm definitely going to come back with a part two after this. Guys, in the comment section below, let me know some movies that you thought were absolutely terrible. And let me know what your thoughts are about the ones that I did list in this one. Because especially that zombie-ass Tool of the Dead. That dumbass movie. But anyways, guys, be sure to hit that like, share, subscribe, and that notification button to get the best of what's going on this channel. And remember, we do upload every Tuesday and every Thursday. So y'all better get on game and get on this channel. And we'll catch you guys later.